beautiful people.
Hello guys.
Welcome to She Speaks Sacred,
where her voice becomes a sacred right.
She speaks,
We listen,
spirit moves. I'm Wambui Mukunda.
And I am Zanele. So in last week's topic, one of our topics was just how women in Kenya have so much freedom and are so empowered such that they are able to make their own decisions without being influenced by men or even outside forces. We shared the video on TikTok. It got a lot of attention and traction, especially from, I think both. We had 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, men and women with anger, some appreciating the fact that we know that women in Kenya are free. And it came to our attention that the discussion turned from just the freedom and the empowerment of women in Kenya to, single motherhood, and people, some even giving out insults to especially Kikuyu women, saying that you people are calling single motherhood as freedom, unkept women, uncaptured women, uncultural and traditional women as free women. And we just want to react on the comments because this is a reflection of the kind of society that we are living in today. And it shows us how we are as people. We have people who are still wishing for us to go back to our cultural ways, and some who are really just destroying everything that is culture and demonizing it, saying that it's unworth it nowadays. So I'll just go through some few comments and you go through yours. Those comments that you think
I think we can do that.
So this one says, usitanganywe, 75% ni single mothers. This is to say, don't be fooled. 75% of these women we are calling free are single mothers. And for them, if you're a single mother, you don't even need to be considered in this society. I think you are the biggest sinner of them all. So you shouldn't even be talked about, or you shouldn't be appreciated for the work that you are doing or for the freedom that you are showing as a woman. Any comment?
I think my ex got a lot of hate. There's someone, because of the necklace head one, there's someone my necklace had teeth and motif, and someone said those teeth belong to my ex. that was kind of funny. It was kind of a funny comment that it made me laugh. Single mother ndo unaita freedom, the same point that tumesema. Na utaona kidem kimetoka kwa Kikuyu land kinaenda kuoleka kwingine akidhani other people got freedom. That one was appreciating the freedom that we have as Kikuyu women. So they were thinking that maybe other tribes do not have other freedom. But I believe in Kenya, most tribes in Kenya, women are well empowered and they have the freedom to express themselves, to live their lives as they best suit for them.
So this one says, so countries zingine wanna treat women as slaves. And that's what we are going back to. Me coming from Eswatini and just having shared the point from a point of view of how we as women in Eswatini are expected to treat our men, our husbands, our extended family. For them, it's like slavery. And a lot of comments, such comments with, denoting that we come from a slavery permitting country, showed me that it is so evident that culture and what we are calling modern day society can't mix, because whatever I'm seeing as normal because of how my culture has grounded me, some people are seeing as slavery. And I don't understand it, because do you see our culture as slavery? Maybe coming from you to mix it.
No, actually I feel like you're also empowered in your own way, because it also depends on how you are brought up. So if you're brought up, this is the way you're supposed to be as a woman as you grow up, there will never be a challenge with that. But the moment you start your freedom is being interfered with, that's when you feel like But from what I've seen from Eswatini women, I think you're also very liberal and out there.
Expressive.
Even though there are some areas that I feel like you're being kind of oppressed, especially where you have to take care of the whole community, the whole village. And at your part, you're not taking care of yourself. I think at that point, that's where I feel like there's some imbalance. Yes. There was someone who was saying, shida yenyu ni kufikiria single mother ni matusi ama disability. I don't know why every conversation that has to do with single mothers is taken as such a big deal. The same way we were speaking about child-free women, it's the same way the single mothers are taken. Like, it's something wrong, first of all. You're not supposed to be single as a mother. You're not supposed to. But at the end of the day, what has caused these women to be single mothers? it has to be a balance between we blame the men, we also blame the women at the same time. And the freedom that we have nowadays, if you don't want to live with a man, it's still okay. And if you need to have babies, it's still okay. I don't think we should be judging people with how they want to live their life, calling them disabled. Like it's something that is very evil, disgraced, outcast. Yeah, I think they should all be treated as human beings.
And I think the unfortunate part for me when it comes to single motherhood is the fact that it's not all single mothers who did it for themselves or who put themselves in that situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes death causes a woman to be a single mother or a single father. So it's not everybody that is out there who people perceive as, I don't want to say the word because it's more of an insult to women.
Yeah.
That is what they think everybody. When you say the father of my children is not around, everybody assumes, oh, you've been going out and giving every man out there. When probably death happened. And the unfortunate part with our modern day society, where I come from, in my culture, when your husband dies, the children are you and your children are adopted by your husband's
the clan.
No, your husband's elder brother or younger brother adopts you to be his wife. You see? So you are never at any point single. The kids are being taken care of. You are never at any point fatherless as a child because your younger father or your elder father now he steps up and becomes the father. And it's not even my younger father, it's your father. And that's what I love about culture, because in my culture also, there's no uncle. Like in Kenya, I don't know, I think it's English that is making us lose the value of who we are. In Kenya, you hear somebody calling the brother of their father my uncle. Where else in our cultures, it's supposed to be your father. That's your father. Yeah, it's not your uncle. So the minute that you see that distance, that's my uncle. It's so distant. But when you say it's my father, it's my younger father, it's even better because it shows you that this is somebody who is part of my lineage, who is very close to me. So that is where we have lost it. Now you find that women will lose their husbands, and now you are a single woman. When you could have been, well, in my culture, you could have been adopted by your brother, your husband's brother, to be their wife, and your kids could have been adopted by him. So that the family would move on that way.
True. I think the way the community was set up during our great-great-grandparents, the system was well enabling there not to be single parents.
Exactly.
Whether fathers or mothers, children were brought up with both parents all the time. There's some people who understood our points. One said, Kikuyus are matriarchal and some point matrilineal society. Another one said, we are proud of our Murima culture and freedom. At the end of the day, we were saying that the freedom, the fact that our society as Kikuyu, we are matriarchal. That means women are well empowered. Women run society, families. That has enabled us to be able, women have been able to be empowered, and they have the freedom to do whatever they want to do. And it's not limiting at no point. So I don't think, there was so much negative comments coming in, both from men and women, and there were so many men that were so bitter with single mothers. So many men that, whereas our point, we were not talking about single motherhood. We were just talking about women empowerment, women having the freedom to express themselves, to live their life that they value and they feel like it's the best life for themselves. Yeah.
I think before we judge anybody, we should understand their story, where they are coming from.
True.
And it's very unfortunate. It's like you said, it's not everybody that wishes to be a single mother. It's not everybody that chooses. But when you look at the kind of men that we have in our society nowadays, men who are not considerate to other women, men who don't give a damn, like I don't give a damn about your feelings, it makes you so angered when somebody now comes in and judges a woman for taking care of their children and living an abusive home and giving protection to these children. Because one thing for sure is that these kids will grow up with trauma. So the more they stay in such a setup, the more trauma, the more they will repeat the same cycle. So you better off leave. My dad used to say, just come back home. I have everything that you need home. You don't need to enjoy the suffering. So the more we enjoy the suffering, the more toxic we are raising children. The more our next generation will be toxic. And what are we going to be at the end of the day?
I think at some point we need to allow women to live and live their lives to the fullest. If you're not comfortable, marriage is not a prison, first of all. If you feel like you're not comfortable, and you can take care of these kids on your own, please do so. If the kids will be happier, because there's no way of passing this generation traumas, because we find most abusive men came from abusive fathers, came from abusive grandfathers. So it's a cycle that is being passed from generation to generation. So if you can break those generational traumas, those generational curses, the better for the generations to come. Be free to live the life that you want to live at the end of it. Yes.
We need a healed generation, and it begins with us. The more we are respectful to others, the more we care, the more we love, the more we treat people the way we want to be treated, the more we'll be a better off generation, because nowadays nobody cares. And that's why we say live your life, because if you are leaning on the next person, the minute they move, you are down. So you need to make sure that you value yourself so that you can give value to other people.
I think that's it from us. Leave your comments. We link the link to that video on TikTok. Go there, look through the comments, and also comment on YouTube. We'll appreciate that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.